Do you hear that, baby? Let's go, baby. Nuggets up 2-0 on the Lakers. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. Let's go. Oh, my God, it feels good to be back in the Winners Lounge. We've had a lot of Winners Lounges in this very playoffs, and it has been, every single one of them, delicious. Absolutely delicious.
I would say that this is delicious, but I have not felt anything for the last hour.
Since that three-point barrage that is like an all-time sequence in Denver Nuggets history,
Jesus
will go down in infamy, and a fourth-quarter clutch performance for the ages from one Jamal Murray. We're going to break it all down. I got the fellas with me. I got D-line.
Fellas! Let's go! Every Nugget's good. Actually, most Nuggets are bad, but a few choice Nuggets are incredible. Let's go.
All the time or just when it matters?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Over there, we got Superstar Dev.
So the thing is, most of you guys was with us for the watch along, and it was popping. And if you weren't on the watch along, you were here in the bar going crazy.
Yo,
this was a night. This was a night.
Our watch along died. Our internet died with 36 seconds left. We were like, this is the worst omen of all time. Turns out it doesn't matter.
It did feel like a worst omen. And then Denver, I think, threw the ball away. Remember LeBron got the steal? And you're like, and
I remember.
Missed the layup. So it was like, all right, whatever.
Didn't matter.
Guys, the Nuggets get the win. Jokic gets a triple-double. Jamal Murray comes up big-time clutch.
Jesus Christ.
We need a word that's like above clutch.
Clouch.
He came up clouch tonight. He had 37 points, you guys. 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals.
Points?
30. He had like 4.
Yo.
6 minutes ago, he had 4 points. I don't know what happened. It was unbelievable. Let's relive it real quick. Help me out with this fast breakdown, you guys. Start the game, Vando on Murray. One of the big changes. They went big with their starting lineup. They put Vanderbilt in the game. They had him guarding Murray. All right. This is the real story of the early part of this game, and I actually think every game has its own personality. I always say this. Don't think that whatever happened here leads into the next one. It's never true. But on this game, to start, 2 fouls on KCP immediately. I want to put a little moratorium on ref talk. I think everybody talks about the officials way too much, just generally speaking.
Sure.
However, I want to talk about all these fouls within the, like, Denver can't foul. KCP picked up a foul 90 feet from the basket early on for no reason. And sure enough, he ends up picking up a second one. He gets 2. Michael Porter gets 2. Christian Browns gets 2. Everybody gets 2 fouls to start. And it changed the entire rotation of the Nuggets.
You get a foul.
Nuggets turning stops into transition early, though. You wondered with the second half last game, only 2 transition points. Would they get out in transition? Tonight, they had 16 in the first half. 17 in game 1, 16 in the first half. Jokic was passing up shots early. You guys remember this? A little weird. He was being a little passive for some reason.
It was like regular season Jokic.
And then Christian Brown, every minute he plays, they're going to leave him wide open. That's a storyline we'll circle back to. And then Reggie Jackson came in for he just came in for like a cup of coffee.
Yeah, listen. We hear it all the time. Malone is too stubborn with his rotations. He won't open it up past 8.
Reggie Jackson's coming in, though, for like 8 seconds. And it was just a choppy first quarter. Guess what? It was a choppy game. But that first quarter, I don't feel like there was rhythm. There wasn't flow for either team. They didn't have it either.
Dude, it was like that was like me on the dance floor, man. That was rhythmless.
27-27 at the end of one.
Dance at all.
Second quarter, Rui Hachimura was cooking in that second quarter. One of the things about, should he play more on Jokic and not be on the bench? The thing is he kind of cooks Denver's bench for whatever reason. It's going to be something Denver's going to have to adjust to. He was cooking. Nuggets bench unit didn't get a single offensive entry. Do you remember the start of the second quarter?
Terrible.
It wasn't that they didn't get good looks. They kept like standing with the ball being like, you're supposed to be here. You're here. And like nothing happened for all these possessions. Immediate.
This is when the bench was in?
Yeah.
Yes, bad.
Murray had to come in after like a timeout, so like a minute into the second quarter. Then Jokic, one whistle after that, he was in. So Malone not messing around tonight. He wanted to get this win. Braun missed a layup in the second quarter. And then he missed a dunk. First a layup where he hit the rim.
Yes.
And then a fast break dunk that he just fumbled out of bounds.
It was wild.
His superpowers got taken away from him on that play. I seen it.
I think it's just father time, man. I think there's a little father time coming up here. Michael Porter, 3 on MPJ. Michael Porter picked up his 3rd foul. And then Jokic started to go. That second quarter, it was like Jokic goes, all right, none of these guys are here. Everybody's nervous, no rhythm. I got to just go bully ball, and bully ball he went to get the Nuggets back within. He actually got him to tied. Lakers closed the half well, 53-48 Lakers. Third quarter, Jokic absolutely on a tear. Murray, total stinker, and forcing it. He was taking some forced shots. I just wanted them to go to Jokic every play for like the whole quarter because he was going to score every time. Murray was being a little too aggressive. What will he do to make up for it? Michael Porter Jr. hit a 3 that cut it to 6. Then the Nuggets went on a run when LeBron James went out. LeBron James, the second best player in this series, you guys. Jokic is number 1 with a bullet. LeBron James, not Anthony Davis, has been their counterpart so far. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But he went to the bench to get a quick breather, and the Nuggets absolutely stomped them in those minutes. Tie game with 2 minutes to go. It ended 79-76. Fourth quarter begins. Jokic to the bench? Absolutely not. Starting the fourth quarter with Jokic on. Bron's guarding him. He guarded him in little spots. He guarded him mostly the whole fourth quarter. Bron and Jokic had a little flopping competition. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, dude.
LeBron flopped, and Tony Brothers came from the farthest referee from the play. He came on there to say, like, I saw it.
Dude, that was a perfect 10 flop. Perfect 10 flop.
Tony Brothers not being the guy to make that call, but to be on the opposite side and to come in and make it with confidence, and then you see the replay and you're like, it was a flop. You got LeBron flop. What are you doing, Tony Brothers? But then Jokic got him back. Comes down the other end, flops himself.
Yeah, the other was a 9.
That was an 11.
Was a perfect.
It was
10.
an 11, absolutely.
It was pretty hilarious. And then I have a note in here, you guys. It says Murray percolating, question mark?
What was the answer to that?
Murray percolating?
Did you finish that thought? Did he?
Well, hold on. My next note. Lakers ice cold from 3, especially LeBron James.
Oh, man, I want some iced coffee after this.
LeBron was taking a lot of threes. Another thing we need to talk about later. But then Jamal Murray definitely percolating. He hits a big shot. Then he hits a shot over Anthony Davis. How weird is it that Jokic and Murray are searching for Anthony Davis switches?
It's beautiful.
What world do we live in? 87-83 Nuggets. Then Murray wants LeBron James. He gets LeBron James. Splashes another 3 right in his eye.
Oh
then Brucey B hits a 3.
Brucey B, the Lucy G.
Brucey B for 3. Then Michael Porter Jr. hit a 3. And I'm telling you guys, it was the greatest 3-point barrage. Oh, by the way, there was one more. AD hit a 3, then Murray hit another 3. That barrage of threes all in a row was among the greatest, 3 minutes of Denver Nuggets basketball ever.
Yes.
Given the moment, meaningful. They went from down to up big.
Yes.
The bar here went from like funky and weird and not feeling it to just
funky
like
music.
Unbelievable. Nuggets, though, Lakers did cut it to 5, and the Nuggets kind of did a poor job of closing this thing out.
Terrible job.
Because I thought it should have been a much easier
terrible
close.
job.
But nonetheless, Reeves banked in a 3, so as close as this game got, 199.
Disgusting.
His second banked 3 of the series.
Disgusting.
Austin Reeves has 2 banked in 3s in this series alone, and the Lakers are 0-2.
There's been 4 banked threes against the Nuggets in the playoffs.
Murray hit some free throws to close this one out. And then LeBron James gets a steal, and he gets a blown wide open layup, you guys.
Yo.
He missed a wide open layup that could have made this guy. I think the Nuggets would have won either way.
It would have made it a 3-point game.
3-point game.
One possession game.
It still makes it uncomfortable. Yeah. Instead, he smokes a layup. All right, Dev, those are the notes. How do you want to start this, man? What's your big takeaway?
My big takeaway is for the last 48 hours, we've been hearing about how the Lakers have figured out Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, and they have an answer. They're going to be able to stop them. Well, what they did was allow Jokic to go for his 4th straight triple-double. And also, you guys know I'm a modest guy. I like to keep
the
things,
most modest.
I like to think things
We're like,
under
Dev,
the radar.
talk about yourself for once.
The thing is, I think that the duo of Jokic and Jamal Murray might be one of the best duos of all time in the playoffs. They've proven that right now. In the playoffs, I think that they're one of the best duos to ever do it. And they're just going to continue to prove that. This was a monster game from them. Jamal picked up the slack.
Jamal unbelievably picked up the slack. And then some. All right, what about you, D-Line?
The big takeaway is don't stop believing. Never stop believing. I watched. We
trolls?
were in the lot. Yeah, well, no, not trolls. Good-hearted folk that can be a little emotional at times. Basketball, and I came up with this during the watch-along, is a game of runs. Basketball is a game of runs, and you can never count the Denver Nuggets out. They have too much talent from behind the arc. They have too much talent down low. They have too much ball movement. They have too much intelligence when they're moving the ball. They have the ultimate unflappable superstar, Nikola Jokic. I wouldn't directly put this win on his shoulders, but there's something calming about Nikola Jokic being out there and empowering guys. Like I'm serious, man.
No,
like,
I'm with you. It's the most calming thing in sports.
Yes, like it's just like it allows guys like Jamal Murray, who are very up and down, to just like not lose their head, not panic, not like completely take themselves out, because you have this backstop. Michael Porter Jr., same thing. Both these guys weren't having great nights, and as soon as we got to that 3-point barrage, it was like, psh, listen, like I've held it. I've helped you guys hold this together, and now go strike. The Los Angeles Lakers looked tired going down the stretch. Those old guys looked old. They looked tired. LeBron James looked old. He was making bad decisions, lazy decisions, smoking layups, smoking dunks, like just inexplicable things that you wouldn't expect from arguably the greatest player to ever play this game. But like, listen, man, altitude is a real thing, and the Denver Nuggets have it on their side because they put in an amazing season to get home court advantage, and this is why you do it. This is the dividends. It's beautiful.
I love it. Both of them great. My big takeaway is, I've said it all year with regards to Jokic, about if you watch him once, you get a little bit of it, but you don't fully get it if you watch him. But it really extends to this whole Nuggets team. And when we analyze teams, we talk, do they have shooting? Do they have defense? Do they have rebounding? All these different things. But it's so important what the makeup of the team at its core, from an existential standpoint. Do you have those intangible mental things? This team has it, man.
Yes.
When Jamal Murray in the last round turned to the crowd and said, we're ready for this, it was a declaration.
Yes,
and
it was.
Wasn't about game 1 of the Phoenix series.
Nope.
It was about this run that they are going on.
Yes.
Yes, they have LeBron. Yes, they have Anthony Davis. Yes, they have history on their side. Yes, they have all these things. This team is some tough MFers, man. This team is some tough MFers. And when they've come to the podium, it's hilarious how much Lakers fans have been so annoyed with Michael Malone's bravado in these playoffs.
I love it.
They're so upset about I guess he's feeling like a victim, even though
that's how we talk.
They were a minus 120 coming into the series while we were a plus 130. We were the slightest underdogs, and you guys, like all these little whines. This team has it, though. That's where the bravado comes from, is they're like, you have to beat us, man. We're not going to wilt. We're not going to hand this to you. You have to beat us. And by the way, we're going to play our absolute best in the biggest moments, which is exactly what Jamal Murray did in the clutch of this game. So, again, before we even get to any players, this team just has, they passed that test. They passed, I look at the Miami Heat. They passed that test, too.
Yep.
No questions asked. They might not be talented enough. Maybe they are. They have that. Denver Nuggets have it too.
You know what they have? Inat.
They do have
They've
some
got
Inat,
Inat, dude. They're not backing down. That's the thing. Like, this is what the Lakers aren't used to. They are used to being the guys that they're used to being the one who knocks, man. And the Denver Nuggets aren't talking from a place of just like, sometimes when you're scared, you try and puff yourself up to look more intimidating because you're nervous. The Denver Nuggets are not in any way intimidated by the Los Angeles Lakers. They're talking because they believe it, and they're not afraid to have it come back against them because they know what they have. This team has everything they need in all of the right places. It comes up at the most clutch times. Like, that's, you watch teams go through championship runs in various sports, and there are moments where every team is at a crossroads, and you find out like what the real makeup of your squad is. And when the Nuggets were in a very dark moment, like that second quarter was dark. It was bad. The Lakers come out in the third, if I'm remembering correctly, and immediately go on another run to start the third. And you're like, do they have it, man? Are the Nuggets going to wilt? Like, things aren't going their way. The whistle's not going their way. Their shots aren't falling. There's a lot of things that just aren't feeling right. Like, it didn't feel like game 1 where everything was easy and then they left their foot off of the gas. This was like, things are not going well. You got to stick your foot in the dirt and like return fire, and they did. That barrage of threes, like, we got to come up with a name for that, man. That's like legendary status in Denver, Colorado, man.
Yeah, you talked about the notch. You talk about the it factor. This team has confidence. They have the belief. They're not afraid of the Lakers, and you really did get to see that for the last 2 days. From the last time they played each other, a lot of the conversation was going around the Lakers figuring out, the Lakers having, a game plan. And it was as if they won the series. It was as if they already won. They're now down 2-0, and it's because this team really does know that they can compete with them, and also they are the better team. Bruce Brown in his interviews, confidence, saying like, we already know what that is. Michael Porter Jr., we already know what this is, and there's not excuses or anything like that. They bring it every single time, and that's a team that not only is contenders, but they have the belief that we're going to win it all this year. And just watch us. Just watch us. Everyone's paying attention now.
Yeah, you want to know if the Denver Nuggets believe? Like, watch that fourth quarter. Watch that fourth quarter, man. That was a team with supreme confidence, supreme belief in the darkest hour. It's like, it's so beautiful and poetic. And I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. Tears of joy and of sadness, but that's more my life.
Let me. I just sent you a tweet. Can you pull it up here, Kale? I want to look at the end of this game here, shall we? Denver Nuggets, fourth quarter scoring plays. Michael Porter Jr. 3, Murray 2, Murray 3, Murray 3, Brown 3, Murray 3, MPJ 3, Murray 3, Murray 2.
Unbelievable.
Murray free throw, free throw, free throw, free throw, free throw, free throw, free throw. Unbelievable. Unbelievable fourth quarter that Jamal Murray just had after having a stinker. And I'll tell you, he started the game 2 of 3. All right, normal-ish game. Something happened where he was absolutely atrocious. Could not get to his spots, and I thought was like pressing a little too much, trying a little too hard to get shots that I didn't necessarily want the Nuggets to live with. You know, it's not that wasn't their game. So I was actually pretty frustrated. I would say I was about as frustrated with Jamal Murray as I have been in this playoff.
You were slapping that chair.
Oh, I got so
with
mad
such vigor
when Jokic had like 6 buckets in a row, and then Murray missed the 3, gets the rebound, gets into the mid-range, shakes, and then misses a 2. I'm sitting here thinking, Jokic hasn't missed in like 2 quarters. What are you doing with that? But he shook it off, as he almost always does. He shook it off, goes to the bench, says, okay, whatever, it's fourth quarter, I got to lock in. And he just took over this game, was the best player on the court in the fourth quarter. And we talk about between game 1 and game 2, this is when all the adjustments, how is it going to Rui on Jokic, all these different things. It didn't matter. Not because the strategy wasn't good. I don't know if the strategy is good, guys. I don't know if the Lakers' fourth quarter plan works in game 3 or doesn't. They don't know. The reason they don't know is because Jamal Murray broke it. He said it doesn't matter. We're not doing that tonight. What we're doing is me draining threes right in your face every single time. That was among his best quarters of basketball that he's ever played. It's hard to say better games, but better. That's probably might be his best quarter, honestly, given circumstances.
You could go ahead and just like tell on yourselves. Many of you was coming out with tweets. I'm going down the timeline. People are hating Jamal.
Hating him.
Going to the Discord, our people who watch him all the time are hating Jamal, saying all these things, already like admitting defeat. And the thing is, this is who Jamal is. You have to live and you have to die with the things that he does, because this is him at his peak. And he's been that in the playoffs. This is playoff Jamal. You guys are the same people that was just arguing that it's not Bubble Murray. It's not Bubble Murray. Let go of that. This is playoff Jamal. And he hasn't arrived. He's already been here.
Big game Jamal.
Big playoff Jamal.
Better? Big game Jamal. Playoff Jamal.
Big game Murray.
Big game Jamal. But he's been here.
I'm going to call him BDM.
What does it stand for?
The D stands for... it stands for dick.
Okay, well,
it's a late night.
It was a family show, but I guess I was wrong.
God. But Jamal, he puts together one of the best quarters and the quarter that they needed. The flurry came at the perfect time. Jokic, he got him there. Jamal ended them. He's the closer. He finished them out in a big way, where those shots are... LeBron doesn't know what to do. He's stepping out. Great defense. He's like, those are like humiliating. Just like blow after blow after ball. He ISOs with Anthony Davis on them. These are 2 incredible defenders that he's going against, and it doesn't matter because he's going to get them there. We're going to see the ups and downs of Jamal, but it's going to be highs, and those highs are high.
You know what though? D-line, because Jokic made a bunch of shots in a row as well, or at points in this game. You know what the difference is? Murray shoots a 3 and goes like this before it goes in. We're at home, right? It's Air Ball Arena. Murray, during that run, he was not just scoring. He was getting the crowd into it, too, and he was putting on a show.
Beautiful. He's a showman. He really is. Like, for every criticism that has been levied against Jamal Murray, many of them from us, during the season, he's not in shape. He is inconsistent. You don't really know what you're going to get from him.
By the way, true.
No, I know. For all of those shortcomings and criticisms, like you want to like there are guys that are foxhole guys, and Jamal Murray, S-tier foxhole.
S-tier foxhole guy. Are you kidding me?
He does this every single playoff run. It doesn't matter. He does this against the Spurs. He does this against the Trailblazers. He does this against the Lakers. He just something inside Jamal just turn like when the lights are bright, Jamal's eyes dilate and he's ready for it. Like it's unbelievable.
This is coming off of a performance from Jamal where he was singled out every single time. Like they actually attacked him. And that could be a lot from a guy with so much, swagger, a lot of confidence. And for him to just go in and he didn't make excuses after the game. He didn't, take shots because he did score 30 points last game. He's putting up those numbers. But he's like, okay, I'm just going to get better. I'm not going to get, singled out every single time. I'm not going to get put in these situations where it's me versus LeBron for the entire time. Yeah, it happens every now and then. But he was locked in. While it didn't look great in the first half, he's like, okay, I'm going to get him there. I'm going to take these tough shots. I'm going to make these tough shots. And that's what you get when you have Jamal.
Yeah, it's true.
You get it all.
Man, and I'm telling you, like, I've Worldwide Wob, he's a big Jamal Murray fan. He says his favorite player. I honestly wonder, I know what the answer is because he plays in Denver. He should be more people's favorite player. Because if you think
about... He should be our favorite player.
If you think about what makes you like a player's game or something, like he has a style. There's a Jamal Murray style.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's his own sort of mold of player where it's a little bit of Steph, a little Dame, but it's a little Kobe.
He's Jamal Curry, dude. Jamal Curry.
Like he has his own style, because he's a big guard that can score and has this great footwork, and he doesn't always shoot the most efficient of these players. But when he's in the zone, there's nobody better than him when he gets in those moments like that. And that's just the coolest thing, the coolest thing about it. I will say, Murray makes a name for himself in the playoffs. What a big, big year of playoffs he's having for the second.
This is the thing about the Denver Nuggets is you have to make a name for yourself in the playoffs 3 or 4 times for it to stick.
It might stick now. I don't know. It might stick.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, we got to talk about Nikola Jokic, too, who had another triple-double. We have to get to some of the guys who didn't necessarily perform too well. We do have a Rocket. We have a Serbian who's in town. He came in for these 2 games, and his name is Sergio, and he brought us some Rakia from Vojvodina. Right? Did I say that right? Vojvodina, right? Yeah, the big city in the north. He brought us some... From Novi Sad? Novi Sad's the city, and Vojvodina's the region, right? I got it right. Yeah,
Adam's correcting a Serbian on Serbian geography.
No, he corrected me, and I was making sure I got it right, but I got it right. So we're going to have some of his Rakia that he brought to us from his hometown.
Let's go, dude. Let's hope I don't vomit live on the internet.
First, I want to tell you guys about Colorado Golf. Join over 75,000 golfers with the Colorado Golf Association today. Receive an official USGA handicap with worldwide access. Kel, will you turn this TV off? The mute, or just mute the volume. To score, I'm sorry, let me do this again. Colorado Golf Association today. Receive an official USGA handicap with worldwide access to score posting and GPS tracking. That sounds important.
It does. Adam's wilting under these bright lights. He is not him.
That was a golf read joke more than anything. I was trying.
No, I know, but I'm just saying in general.
Membership means more than the CGA, and members get the opportunity to play excessive courses around the state, such as Aspen Glen Club, the club at Ravina, the Pinery, and more. Members can gain access to exclusive member content with offers and discounts from national and local companies, including Imperial, Golf Tech, PGA Tour Superstore. So learn more about the Colorado Golf Association today by visiting coloradogolf.org and use code DNVR5 to get $5 off of your membership. Also want to tell you guys about Shady Rays.
Let's go, dude.
Official sunglass company here
dude,
at DNVR.
The official accessory to a future so bright.
I'm going to call them and be like, I need some for the brightest future you've ever seen.
What would you recommend for the brightest timeline?
The brightest timeline. What would you recommend? Thank you so much.
I bet they're going to say bass fishing.
For Kale. He always got to get them for us.
Bass fishing gloves.
Bass fishing. They're like, I got some bass fishing ones for you. Like, hell yeah. Dude, my daughters really want to go fishing. As soon as the season winds down, I can't wait to take them.
I cannot stress what a bad job you're doing at parenting.
Dude, what do you fishing's a good father.
No, you're right.
Experience. It's Shady Rays. You guys know the deal. If you lose them or break them, they're going to replace them. No questions asked. Go to shadyrays.com. Use promo code DNVR. Get 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades that are rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. We do have this. Sergio, do you want to pop on and take one? Are you taking one with us? Did you? You already have one? All right. You can. Oh, you have the Escarena.
Winningsburg coming in too. So quick story. Surgeon came in yesterday.
Surgeon? Or Sergio? Oh, Surgeon. I thought it was Sergio.
Yeah,
My
no,
bad.
Surgeon.
Surgeon came. Many of you saw we did a ticket giveaway last game. Those came very generously from Surgeon, who got them from Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic.
Yeah, those tickets. I don't know. Maybe not.
Who cares?
You can hop out here real quick for a quick Jubilee. We're doing a little quick Jubilee here.
Jubilee. Let's go.
Yes,
To our friends all around the world.
Guys, there's just one thing I want to say.
Say it in the microphone, please.
All the Nuggets are good.
Jubilee. Yeah, that was a good one. Good job, Boy
Yeah,
Medina.
really good.
Good job, Novi Sad. Let's talk about Nikola Jokic's night, you guys. 23 points, 17 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals. 9 of 21, though. Shot below 50%. 9 of 20. I saw some Lakers people being like, you got to win the games where Jokic shoots 9 of 21. I kind of feel like he did miss some bunnies in this game that he almost always makes. He did. I think everybody was tired in this game, by the way. I think this was a fatigue game. But at the same time, I thought Jokic was good, man. I thought he was good. He just missed some bunnies, but
He was
all the different coverages they threw at him. LeBron James, I thought, did a very good job, in part because LeBron gets the Draymond treatment, where he just gets to be like as physical as possible. But nonetheless, they did a good job at defending him, and he still had 23, 17, and 12.
17 and 12. The man had
3 steals.
2 games in a row. He's had 14 and 12 assists, respectively, as a center in the National Basketball Association.
That triple-double average going up.
In the year 2023 of our Lord, Nikola Jokic.
We're watching him do like Rubik's Cubes, like solving them like on the fly in the middle of games. Like they're throwing so many things at him, and it's just an adjustment that he's making. I had friends that text me like, it looks like the Lakers figured things out. I'm like,
Did they?
we're not friends anymore. Blocked them, got rid of them.
You're like,
you
how
don't
did-
need that type of negativity.
You're
in
like,
your life.
Nick Wright, how did you get my phone
But
number?
like the big thing about Jokic, and I think one of the best things about him, like completely, is he makes it so that you can't make all of those adjustments. You can only throw different things at him. He gets 17 rebounds. He has 12 assists. The big man getting 12 assists, you can't send a double team because he's going to find the open man. And that's 12 assists with guys missing shots. What
Yep.
about when they're hitting everything, like we started to see in the fourth quarter, where he was kind of like an afterthought, but he's still bringing all of the attention where Jamal gets to be open. So Jokic he's an enigma for everyone, but it's just so beautiful to watch. You have to love what you see.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's. I'm going to repeat this line over and over and over, but like, at some point, I'm like, we don't deserve this. And then 1 second later, I'm like, yes, we do. We've been through hell as Denver Nuggets fans. This gift we have been given from God himself. He gave himself to us, Nikola Jokic. It is so, like, the denizens of Denver, Colorado have been blessed with Nikola Jokic's presence. I have been so angry about this for the last basically 8 years that people don't appreciate what it is that they've been given here. The stage is to the point now, and it is set enough that the city of Denver is starting to take real pride in the fact that this guy wears a uniform that says Denver on the front of it. It is honestly like, I can't imagine a more impactful, more important, more just like pure athlete that could ever play for the city. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do once, I won't even say it. Like, I don't know. Jokic is like put me into a place where I felt like I understood sports fandom.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, it's actually supposed to be mixed with religion. I was doing it wrong. I just thought John Elway was cool. I didn't realize I'm supposed to follow everything John Elway does.
You are right that we take it for granted, because tonight, 23, 17, and 12, like, you just tell me a player has that, you would be like, oh my God. And then you said he was going up against the best defensive team in the NBA and the best defensive center in the NBA. Here's how crazy Jokic is. We're 2 games into this. We were actually only 1 game into this when it happened, but we're 2 games in now. The best defense and the best player have no answers. That they're like, we have to do these things. We got to get like double team. And what if we put Rui? And what if we put LeBron? And we did all these different. They're coming up with schemes that they know won't work. They're just hoping that they kind of semi work for 2 minutes at a time against a guy just murdering. I mean, think about that. Think about that. It really is crazy to be that dominant of an offensive player. when I think of all the people that have converted to Jokic, over this last run, the people that have been like slow to adopt him, and now they're like fully like, oh, I see it now.
You really Jokianity.
It's funny, man, when I'm sitting there talking to people, to analysts, and they're talking about him like he's Shaq. Again, I mentioned I'm going to name drop him again.
Shaq talked about him like he was Shaq.
Shaq talked about him like he was Shaq. You're right, 100%. But I told you Vinny Goodwill today. I got to chatting with him because I love him. He's like one of the guys that I feel is always fair about the Nuggets. That's why I like him. I just like when guys are like interesting about the Nuggets and fair. Man. And Vinny Goodwill, he's sitting there without the irony or without the weirdness of doing it. He was like talking about Shaq. He's like, the only guy like him is like Shaq, where teams are going to have to just maybe dare him to go for 50 or 60 because there's no chance they're going to stop everyone else. And I just keep sitting here going like Shaquille O'Neal. In the 2001 playoff run, the most dominant playoff run, we all say it was the most right. Nobody says he's the greatest. They just say he was the most dominant, had the most dominant peak. So we're talking about the most dominant peak against the best defense, and your suggestion is to guard him the same way that player was? Guys, without even knowing it, we're talking about Jokic as if he's prime Shaq. You know why? Because he is.
Because he's prime Shaq.
He's prime Yoke averaging a triple-double.
Dude, he's prime Shaq if Shaq could shoot the ball.
23, 17, 12. And by the way, 3 steals. And you know what we haven't talked about at all, really, in this entire playoffs?
Me, Eric Weedham?
Jokic's defense, spamming the pick and roll like this or that.
I know, dude.
It's hilarious how much that has not been a storyline. But Yoke continues just to rise, even though Murray was the story tonight. And then Brucey B. 37 minutes, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, plus 16. But you know the biggest stat? He had 5 made baskets. After every single one, he screamed at the Lakers bench. That dude, talk about like Dylan Brooks, the corny, I like to poke bears or whatever. Yeah. Bruce is the real like, no, I'm going to talk. We're down 8. I don't give an F. I just hit a 3. Bruce, you guys.
Bruce likes to punch bears.
Punch bears.
He's a bear fighter.
He's a bear puncher, dude.
Bruce is the swagger right now. He really is. And he just brings a different element because he's in the attack the moment that he gets on the court. He's been incredible in this playoff run, especially right now when they need him the most. This was a game that KCP got benched just so that they could put Bruce Brown on the court because he was playing so well. He's spacing the floor with the three-point shot, huge shots. He's trash talking on every single possession. And also he's doing a little bit of what the Suns did and what the Lakers are trying. After every single miss, he's making the other team pay.
Oh, my God.
He's on the other end of the floor, and just pushing the pace as soon as he grabs it. He does a little bit of everything. You could switch him onto a big. You could switch him onto a guard. He's going to hold his own, and he's a positive every single time.
Dude.
How do you take that guy off of the court? And not to mention he's off the bench.
Bro, he has hit full silly goose status, dude. Bruce Brown, the silly goose. He can't be stopped. No, I love what Bruce Brown. Like, we've been saying this after every game. It is precisely what this Denver Nuggets team needs. It is, you need that guy. We were asking this all season long, like, who is the guy that's going to bring the spine, that is going to just not put up with it, that's going to be the irritant, that's going to let the other team know, that's going to just not back down in any way, shape, or form. I mean, we were kind of like, I don't know, Jamal's got a little bit in him, I don't know. It's Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown is such a phenomenal add to this Denver Nuggets team. I'm like everybody else. Everybody, when they're talking about Bruce, it just immediately goes to mourning the loss of Bruce Brown.
The future loss, yeah.
We just have to appreciate what it is that he is in this moment, and what it is he's brought to these Denver Nuggets. It is, we saw it in Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap didn't want to be a fighter. Bruce Brown wants that smoke, man. I love it.
Dude, it is so funny, man. We were talking about because Denver can offer him $9 million. Early on, it was, could he go for that? Maybe is that now it's
no.
Is someone going to give Bruce a max?
Yeah, dude.
Hold on. Yeah, dude. Is that a max contract guy?
Will they cut AD to make room for Bruce?
Exactly. You're out of there, man. He is playing so unbelievable. And to your point, when I was talking earlier about analyzing a team, but you don't think about the intangible parts of them. Denver is, if they do lose Bruce, going to have to replace the swag that he brings because honestly, it's such a big part of this team. It's such a big part. They were down for most of this game tonight. Bruce was talking all game. D'Angelo Russell blocked his shot. Do you remember D'Angelo Russell then said something that I'm sure was the least intimidating trash talk you've ever seen?
Look at me, I got a shot off, you jerks.
You're not so good, Bruce. I'll bet you think that was good, but I blocked it right out of your hands.
Here's the thing about you is that you're bad, but you think you're good.
Right. And instead, like, Bruce heard it and like turned over and was like, I thought he was going to get a text. Like, oh yeah, brother, let's go, man. So like,
not so silly at that moment.
Not so silly at all. Michael Porter Jr. tonight goes 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He continues to be. He only plays 31 minutes tonight. He had some rough defensive moments. He did throw the ball in or get the rare inbounding violation that almost never happens, and he picked probably the single worst moment that he could have got there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, dude.
His lows were low, but I gotta say, 4 of 7 from 3 tonight. And all of them mattered. None so more than he had the one in the corner that was like crazy. Like Jokic found him in transition. He was almost on the move and falling. But then the one that he hit in that sequence, the 3-point barrage. I love that the 3-point barrage will be remembered for Murray, for Porter,
we've named it.
And for Bruce.
It's called the Gold Rush.
From the Gold Rush?
From this point forward, the Gold Rush.
All right, I can dig it.
When everybody's hitting threes.
But it really was only 3 guys.
That moment
I think it was
the
Murray,
Gold Rush.
Murray, Porter, Bruce, Murray, I think is the sequence of it.
The Gold Rush is that
5
moment.
threes in a row to basically win a huge playoff game was just unbelievable. Do you have any Michael Porter thoughts?
Michael Porter continues to be a good defender in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that was something that I did not see coming. They are not spamming him. They're not, trying to go after him every single time, and he's using his size. There were some defensive lapses in this game where he's just a little bit slow on reads, but you could also see him, he's trying to stay engaged in the game. He's given that extra effort. He's making it a point to, alter shots, and also he's just doing what he has to do on the offensive end. He's shooting the ball. He's not gun shy. He turned down some shots early, and they was like, "Hey, keep shooting."
Yep.
And then that's when we see like sidestep shots. That's when we're seeing, him coming off of these DHOs ready to shoot or at least make the good decision. So I'm glad that this game was not defined by that one mistake because he has been playing well. And this was another game that he gave the gravity, he gave the spacing, and knocked down the shot. He shoots the piss out of the ball.
Yeah, man. He's another guy that's proving, like, MPJ is our most sneaky clutch player. He has so many big clutch shots in his career that don't really get acknowledged. The Mike shot was an unbelievably clutch shot.
Yeah.
The
Portland one.
The Portland one, shot it up over Melo. Like, there are things that Michael Porter Jr. is like really frustrating at times, but like he's a goddamn foxhole guy. Like I thought maybe he was too pretty to be a foxhole guy. Maybe he looked a little bit too much like a 90s R&B star to be a foxhole guy. But listen, even 90s R&B guys can be in the foxhole with you. This guy does everything that is required of him. I love that he's feeling confident in his body again. So you start to see, this is like one of the true tragedies of the world is that we never got to see what Michael Porter Jr. could be at his peak athleticism coming into the NBA, because he would be he would be one of, if not the best player in the NBA if he had his full athleticism. But, we've seen shortcomings over the years. And like now that you can tell he's confident and not thinking about just something physical, like he's got it, man. It's beautiful. I love it.
It really is beautiful. And again, 4 of 7 from 3. Just can't. It's funny that we just pencil him in sometimes for 50% 3-point shooting. You know what? We really do.
We're like, God, he's terrible, dude. And then you're like,
if KCP was 4 of 7 tonight or something, we'd be like, oh my God, are you serious?
I know. We'd be like, we got to rename this the KCP breakdown.
Here's his ho-hum. I will say the only other guy I really want to mention here is Aaron Gordon, who I actually thought looked really nervous and uncomfortable for most of this game. I thought he defended well because he always defends well, and I thought he had a couple of really key power-up plays, But one of the storylines as this series goes on, man, the Lakers are really going to try to force the ball into the others' hands, including him. Tonight, he didn't look like he wanted to take those shots, and that's just, role players make shots at home more than the road. Well, he hasn't made a 3 in this series yet. We've had 2 home games. I think that he's a guy that is going to become more and more key going forward. And it's nice that the Nuggets have a 2-game lead, a 2-game cushion. Maybe that'll alleviate some of the pressure. But at the same time, for all the good things he does defensively, I do think he's going to have to be a little bit more reliable, just here or there. You don't have to make a bunch, but just here or there.
Yeah, his outside shot is broke. It's broken right now. the nice thing is that he has the strength and the ability and the nose for the ball, like that he'll get in and he'll get a dunk. He'll get a powerful dunk every now and again. He'll it really does come down to his defense when you're talking about Aaron Gordon. Like that is his true offering to this team. Because he's not giving. I mean, he had 10 points tonight. It's like pretty negligible. Obviously, we need every point that we got, and there are moments where he can kind of shake loose, and he'll find himself alone in the lane. Jokic obviously finds him, delivers a back-breaking kind of dunk, but his defense, it matters. It wears these guys down. You see, LeBron James and Anthony Davis look tired at the end, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Aaron Gordon was guarding both of those guys throughout the night.
Yeah. There's nobody else really for me to talk about. Christian Brown only played 5 minutes in this game. Reggie Jackson, for comparison, played 3.
Yeah, let's talk about Reggie Jackson.
And then Jeff Green continued 15 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, no other stats. It's hilarious that this guy really goes out there and records no numbers. I would be complaining so much more about Jeff right now if they didn't win this game because he's driving me nuts. But look, guys, how many games are we into the playoffs? There was 5, then it was 6-11. So 13 games into the playoffs. It's just not going anywhere, man. We could bang our heads against the wall.
No, it's not worth even talking about.
It really isn't.
But in this game, I will say he was a lot better than he was in the last game. And the minutes that he had on the court was just, it was extended time for Aaron Gordon to rest.
It almost feels like the only point of his minutes.
That's it. But that's also, I feel like that's what you are as like a eighth man or, whatever he is. Like you're the last option on the team. Buy some minutes out there, especially when you're going against LeBron James and Anthony Davis, where they're going to stagger. As long as you're not getting those deep in the negative type minutes, I feel like that's a win for Jeff Green. So I don't want to just like sit there and say like he was like the negative because that's what it felt like last game, not so much in this game. So I like those minutes.
Let's keep it moving. On the other side, we have Brendan Vogt live from the arena. He said that Michael Malone was a, quote, flamethrower in the post game.
I
can't wait to hear what those were.
We are in Michael Malone's prime.
Right, he's like in his prime.
Oh,
he is the number one guy. Yoke right behind him. Murray
we are
right below
in
that.
his prime.
I also
years.
want to talk about what I think is the actual big storyline of the 2 games combined, which is that was an exhausting 2 games. And we've only got, 40 hours before the next one? We'll talk about that on the other side. That's for everybody. Volo Sports is the largest social sports company in the U.S. We play so kids can play for free. What does that mean? The Volo Kids Foundation is a separate 501c3 that provides free sports camps to kids in each Volo city. So we're a Volo city. They provide free sports camps. The DNVR crew is playing in the Cherry Creek Bowling League on Mondays. You can join us. You could participate in one of those. Or you can just sign up for one of the many different sports outings. And some of them aren't even sports. They're like bar games. And what happens is it's a really cool adult league. So if you're new to Denver or maybe you're just looking to break out out of your friend circle, try to make some more friends, sign up for Volo. They'll put you in, there's kickball leagues, there's all kinds of different leagues, bowling leagues, basketball leagues, whatever. And then oftentimes afterwards, they'll all come out to the bar afterwards. And they actually go pretty crazy here. When we have Volo nights, I think they're like Monday nights or something traditionally. Yeah. I don't know if they're going on the playoffs. This place is like as packed as it ever gets. You would think it's a watch party just with Volo people here. So it's a really cool social club. And it's really great. They have a Volo Pass, monthly membership programs that give unlimited access to sports, events, and social activities every single night. Unlimited pickups, drop-ins, and tournaments. $20 per month. It's actually not that much money. $20?
It's incredibly cheap.
That's like really, I can't believe that. $20, minimum 3-month membership, or $200 per year. Also a beta version for $10 a month for 3 months. Volo has leagues throughout the city, including Lodo, Rhino, Uptown, City Park, The Highlands, Sloan's Lake, Cherry Creek, DU, Inglewood, Arvada, Aurora, Northfield, and more. So missed your chance to play in the May Leagues? Go get your Volo Pass and start playing in leagues as free agents today. I love that, as free agents. Make sure to use code DNVR10 for $10 off at www.volosports.com. That's volosports.com/Denver. Also want to tell you guys about Illegal Pete's.
Oh, let's go,
dude. Do you have Illegal Pete's yet? Oh,
he's
2
been
times Illegal Pete's? What'd you
I
think?
met Surgeon's
What'd
been
you
twice.
think, Surgeon? Pretty good?
Pork on the first.
A burrito, pork burrito?
Carnitas.
Okay.
Oh,
Then you went for beef. All right, my man mixed it up a little bit. You get the
Let's
case.
go.
I know he had it if he said 2.
What a legend. What'd you say? You're still hungry?
Still
Oh my
hungry,
God, this
dude.
guy can eat. There's no way, because we've always joke about this. When we eat Chipotle, it's like a 1 meal day. All right, I'm sorry.
Dude,
Illegal Pete's.
I know.
Yikes.
I ate Illegal Pete's yesterday. I'm
You're
good.
still having
I'm
eaten
fine.
since then?
I'm
You're
fine.
still going off of it. Illegal
I'm good.
Pete's. You know the place for burritos,
Whatever.
buddies, and beer. All right. Live from the arena. Basking in the glow.
Oh, my God,
You know what's
dude.
the best job? Brendan Vogt. He shows up
I
here.
know, dude.
He hangs out for a
He
half.
gets-
Then he goes to the game. He gets both.
He gets the double dip.
Double dipping,
Double
man.
dipper.
Yeah, my life is super dope. We can do 5 more minutes on that if you guys want, or we can just get into the.
Scooters all around town. You should have seen him yesterday in the sunshine with his
Oh,
scooter.
dude, he was glistening.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I was like, are you wet? He's like, no, it's my aura.
It really was. All right, go ahead. Well, just tell us, man. So this game, there was nervous energy in the bar. But when that 3-point barrage went off.
The gold rush?
The gold rush, as we're calling it. This bar, I don't know, has ever been better. It was just nothing but positive vibes and energy. How was it at Ball Arena?
Yeah, you can only say the same thing, man. And I would say similar ratio here of Nuggets to Lakers fans, right? Like mostly Nuggets fans. Difference was for 3 quarters, Lakers fans were able to cheer. And at one point, it got real loud in here from the Lakers side. Then that barrage happened. And it got real loud in here for a different reason. About as loud as I've heard it. I say that, I feel like, every time. But it's up there with whatever the top ones are, man. It was these... Jamal... That's maybe the most Jamal Murray game of all time. And I feel like Denver Nuggets fans know as well as anyone what a Jamal Murray game can be. If it's 3 quarters of something really bad, you better stick around for the 4th. And there was a moment of, it was relief, but it was almost like this was inevitable. And it was just, it was a great moment in the arena.
Nuggets history. Like, it was an all-timer. It was a really great moment of my life as well. Like, that was really was an all-timer because it's rare that a game gets whittled down to, what was that, a 3-minute sequence at most?
Bro, I have no idea.
Maybe 2 minutes, but it's just like, and it was mostly Jamal, but not, I love that it was mostly Jamal because he deserved the moment. But I love that MPJ got in it, Bruce got in on it. Just love it.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff. Malone spoke on that run. And he said, no, you want him shooting into a big basket, man. You want him shooting into a big basket. So I wanted to leave him out there as much as I could. What I said to him going into the 4th, he was clearly frustrated. You guys have heard this line before. He said, don't let your offense dictate your game. And he feels, as always, when Murray gets back involved, defense, rebounding, the rest of the stuff starts to come around. And, of course, he also only needs to see one fall. Talked about that mid-range hit. Jamal turns at midcourt, looks to the heavens. And Malone said from there, he was shooting into a hula hoop. So, yeah, he just needs to see one go, and then he gets it going. He also shouted out the crowd, hell of a home court advantage. We really, really appreciate that. He let the media in attendance know. Joker, for those who don't know, now has 13 playoff triple-doubles. The little don't know, Barb, there were a lot of those in all of these pressers today, guys. The Nuggets were... spicy. I mean, Malone's as spicy as he's ever been, and he kept it going. He did at one point address the narrative again, and he said, we win one game of the playoffs, and all anyone talked about was the Lakers. No one talked about Jokic having a historic performance, but the narrative wasn't about the Nuggets or Nikola. It was about the Lakers and their adjustment. So you put that in your pipe, and you smoke it.
My God, dude. Hot Boston Hot Takes with Michael Malone next time. Print the
He's a
shirt. dude.
Popeye guy.
Michael Malone, man, he is. I think he's actually mad. Like, sometimes it's just narrative building. Coaches know what to say. I think Malone was actually stewing in his house, or as it was, Red Rocks for his daughter's graduation. I bet somebody's gonna have a photo. Somebody in Denver has a photo of Michael Malone sitting like this at his daughter's graduation, reading tweets
Just
of
smoking his Lakers pipe.
Darvin Ham's adjustments.
Smoking that Lakers pipe tonight, boys.
A question, of course, about what it means to him personally to see Jamal Murray back and playing at this level. There have been a great many of those questions, but we got a great answer. On Jamal, Malone said, it's so rewarding. This is not just a coach-player thing. I love Jamal Murray. This is not just me coaching him. To see him back and playing at the level he's at, I just have tremendous pride, and I'm so happy for him because I saw the dark days. And then he went on, to talk about the thing with Murray. He said he is going to be an all-star in this league, and it will happen when his defense and his rebound and his all-around game is doing the dictating because he can score. He's a great passer. But an all-around Jamal Murray is an all-star level player. He challenged him. He said, look, man, in the playoffs, you can't be a specialist. Specialists don't play in the playoffs. You've got to find a way and impact a game. He was really, really proud to see him do that. He also made a little fun of him. He said, when was the last time you heard of a grown-ass man get an ear infection? But all jokes aside, he's really sick. For him to go into these games with the illness he had and not really go through practice, he reiterated this notion of Murray not really getting to prepare much for these games. He's essentially walking out on the court sick, and these are the performances we're getting. We'll move to Jokic, who's pretty fucking good. Sorry to the kids, earmuffs. And he was asked about why Jokic is so consistent, why he's so consistently great. And this was one of the best answers. He said, that's a great question. I think about it a lot. And to be consistently great in this league, you have to put in consistent work. Nikola Jokic doesn't skip steps.
Turn it up!
What? Is it step up time? Let's go.
If you guys ever wondered, if Harrison and I change when we're in the ball arena, we don't. He looked at me in the middle of the presser, started laughing. We're 6 inches from him.
I know the exact laugh Harrison did too.
Me too.
That giggle.
Oh yeah. He just made eye contact with me. I'm like, bro, you're sitting in the first row. He wanted to give a lot of people credit. Bruce was great, he said. And then you said you give Michael Porter Jr. some credit, man. He made some big shots in this game. Now we have to go to LA with a very business mindset. Wrap this up on Jokic. He's always moving, man. We know his conditioning's better than he was ever given credit for. Malone said this about Jokic. Nikola's like Secretariat. He never stops running. All right. We also heard from Jamal Murray, who sounded sick, but
I love that he
better.
compared him to a horse.
He's done it before though. It's like his go-to. He just loves him.
Jamal Murray admitted that game probably would have been a lot easier if he just hit his shots in the first half, he said. But I just know if I keep shooting, they're gonna start falling eventually. He shouted out Mike. He said, I thought Mike played great. Bruce on defense, everybody stepped up. Even Jeff Green, he said, came in and drew a big charge. He did not say the word even. I said the word even. He said Jeff Green came in and stepped up and drew a big charge. On the steal from LeBron, he said, I just knew I couldn't half-ass that one. I knew I could get there if I went for it, so I just went for it. Talking about the effort, he said, you don't want to regret it when you go home at night. You don't want to say, I could have run a little harder. I could have made that extra pass. I could have made that play. We were tired, and we know they're tired too, but we're used to playing in altitude. The air is thin out here. Grit and grind, man. It's mentally making that switch and committing to it. We're all tired. Joker's exhausted too, but we knew that they're tired. It's all mental, in my opinion. On the narrative favoring the Los Angeles Lakers after Game 1, Murray was at first dismissive of the notion of really caring about it. He's like, look, we try not to pay much attention to it, although Malone sure is. But Murray said, we try not to. But he did finish the quote with this. We're the Denver Nuggets. We're used to that. A lot of small market energy in the building, fellas. So much small market energy. Even PR took a small market shot, but I'm not gonna say it into the mic. I just want to acknowledge that everyone was feeling a little spicy. That three he hit on Anthony Davis, he said, that's the one when I was like, okay, I found the target. And then I just kept finding it. But I do want to put together a good 4 quarters, he said with a hearty laugh. But this is the thing about this team. Even when we're struggling, we don't lose belief in what we can do.
I love it, man.
Move on to Michael Porter Jr. At the end of the day, I can shoot over most people. So when my teammates are just telling me to shoot it, you probably saw some teammates letting Mike know, just let it fly, man. When they tell me to shoot it, that just gives me confidence. One person can't beat this team, the Lakers. They're too good. So I just had to refocus and hit some big shots down the stretch. I actually should have hit this in both the Malone section and the Murray section. David Adelman told the team beforehand, he said, look at the scores of Game 1 and Game 2 in the Phoenix series. Game 1 was a shootout. Game 2, we won 97-87. And that was a reminder and the message to the team. And everyone echoed it, Malone, Murray, Porter. So it clearly sunk in. Like, you got to win different ways in the playoffs. As you said in the pregame show, Adam, they expected this game to be differently too. So they were prepared mentally to win a dogfight. So little Easter egg from David Adelman that might have gone a long way here in this game. Porter said in LA, it's definitely going to be hostile over there. 1st to 4, not 1st to 2. We do not expect this team to roll over. We look back at that Phoenix series. We're not trying to let that happen in LA. So for that to happen, our defense needs to carry. Porter was asked about the small market stuff as well. He got a chance to get spicy. And he said, no, man, we don't mind that. He said, we have a lot of guys on social media, or who aren't on social media, rather, and that actually helps us a lot in that regard. There was a follow-up, really pressing for it. And he said, do you have a message to those who are still doubting the Denver Nuggets or not watching you guys? And Porter laughed, and he said, no, man, I really don't care. Jokic got the defensive player of the game chain, and he deserved it, said Mike. That was a huge effort from him to guard AD one-on-one. It's really difficult. Jokic took up that task. And not
every defensive big will take that task on. Some bigs will look to like one of their bench acquisitions, like a power forward, maybe their other superstar. Not every big will say, I'll guard the other team's best big.
It's weird. Like, you don't usually see a traffic cone jump in front of a car. Sometimes they do, though.
I asked Mike about that final possession on AD, just curious if he could take me through it. And he said, look, he had me on the fast break. It was one-on-one, so I just had to wall up, but I knew I couldn't foul him, and he tried to pass out. I don't think I stripped it or anything, but that was definitely a big play for us. And then I've just decided as I was talking, I want to tell you guys the PR bar, because you know what? Nick said it to a room full of media guys. Someone asked about a box score, and he said, can I get a box score? And Nick said, that's only a problem on the road. So just so you guys know, the whole organization, bring in the small market energy. No one likes the Lakers. I hope everyone's ready to go. Series is going back to LA.
I love it, Vogt. All right, get home safely. Good stuff from the arena. Bringing it, man. Bringing it. Guys, one thing we haven't talked about. We're going to take a quick break here, our last break, and then we have like 100 super chats, so we're going to be here.
Let's
settle
go.
in. We'll be here for a while. Maybe we'll let Dev get home. Maybe we'll bump him off the show.
I can't wait.
The one thing I do want to talk to you about, though, Dev, is the fatigue factor, which I think is a real thing. Those boys were tired tonight. We're going to talk about how that impacts things. But first, talk about Breckenridge Brewery, Mile High City Golden Ale. That's, of course, the Denver Nuggets themed beer can that has the gorgeous Mile High City logo on it. But they've got all kinds of beers. Have you had any of those, Surgeon? Breckenridge Brewery since you've been here? Okay. You had an IPA? Is that what you go for, is IPAs? All right, there you go. The Funslinger Lager is my personal favorite at the moment because we haven't had a lot of fall weather.
You know what? Adam likes him crushable.
I do like crushable.
If he's drinking one, he's drinking 10.
That's right, baby. I think we'll probably end up bringing a bunch of those to Vegas whenever we get there for summer. I know, some fun slingers. We'll have a little bit of fun. What do you guys know? Official beer partner. We've got 8 different Breckenridge Breweries beers on tap right here at the DNVR Bar. So if you do come into town, like our buddy Surgeon, you could try them all out. Just line them up, get a little bit of every single one of them. And if you want to find out where you can find it near you, just use the Breck Brew locator. Well, they'll tell you what bar, restaurant, or liquor store is selling them. Also want to tell you guys about DraftKings Sportsbook. I haven't even checked my bets. Dev, how did I do today?
The lock, that one didn't hit. KCP had to sit for the whole thing. Everyone else, I think, hit.
Everything hit but the lock.
I want to say.
Oh, man. Seems a little bit strange, but I'll take it nonetheless. Guys, the chase for the NBA title's in full swing. Really, it's more than full swing, I would say, at the moment.
We're in our follow-through.
We are in our follow-throughs. With the best NBA battle it out, you can get in on the action at the fingertips with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make a $5 bet and score $150 in free bets instantly. Plus, you can get in on those same-game parlays. That's my favorite part. How'd your parlay do?
So close. You know what I needed?
You had too many legs. 5 legs.
No, but it was the first one that missed. I needed 1 Aaron Gordon 3. That's it.
Yeah, he took them, but not very confidently.
Son of a biscuit.
Next time. Download the app now and sign up using promo code DNVR. New customers can make a $5 bet and score $150 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DNVR. Got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Massachusetts. Call 800-327...
Massachusetts?
How do I... Massachusetts. I don't know if I can say it.
Massachusetts. It's a CH.
What did I say?
Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'm from Commerce City, dude. Call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NEW-YORK or just text HOPE New York. That's 467-369. In Kansas, you can call 1-800-522-4700. And on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resorts, Kansas, 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Halfway there, boys. Eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for offer details. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Yeah, don't blame Adam. He's from Commerce City. Hey, Kale. I heard that there's some Laker fans in the crowd tonight. Were they not at Ballerina? You can take that L on the way out. We have re-released this shirt, the classic. It's never been more appropriate. They're supposed to be in on Monday, so tight turnaround.
2 games they came. 2 games they have to walk in. You know what we should do? This is like how you go viral. We should order 1,000 of these and only hand them out to Lakers fans after Game 5. Yeah,
and record us.
No, we need to
give them to them.
we're just giving them like, here, we got you this.
We just need to get a bunch of L's. Just take this L on the way out.
That would be a great one. That would be a great one.
Yeah, here you go. Here's an L.
They're gonna like pick it up like ESPN.
Get out of here.
Gonna clean up all these L's.
Pride, you lame dorks. There's nothing like, honestly, don't let your kid become a Laker fan. Honestly, that's you talk about. You always judge my parenting.
Yeah,
that's
I do.
one parenting move right there. I'd be like, if your kid says that, you need to sit them down and have the talk.
1 of 10.
You need to have the talk. It needs to be like, hey, look, I know you were thinking about being a Laker fan. I just want you to know all of the things that come with that.
Give them the
You're
pamphlet.
kind of a total.
So you're thinking about becoming a Lakers fan.
It's really gonna paint the rest of your life. No, the thing I want to talk about is, I said that the Lakers have a formula right now with LeBron James, who's my age, as I referenced. He's old. Try to win the first game, because then you could take a game off.
Yep.
They want to be able to take a game off in a series. And if I put this out on the timeline last night, but Anthony Davis, game score is not the best metric. And it's mostly an offensive metric, not a defensive one. But Anthony Davis has 1 good game, 1 not so good game, 1 good game, 1 not so good. And he kind of does this the whole playoffs, in large part because I think fatigue is a real factor for him. So the Lakers wanting to get game 1 and not getting it was a big deal. But then it's like, well, we got to split. We got to split because there's going to be some point later on in this series where we're going to need a game off. They didn't get that either. And they came close both games. I think it broke perfectly, Dev, because LeBron James settled for threes at the end of game 1, settled for threes at game 2, and down the stretch of this game, I thought he and Anthony Davis both looked like they just didn't have it. Why did he miss layups? I just don't think he had it.
Yeah, it's the wear and tear. Like the stars in this league all play 40 minutes tonight, and that's Jokic, Jamal, Anthony Davis, LeBron. The thing is, Jamal willed himself there. Jokic also, he's just in incredible shape. He knows how to get to that point. He's also, everybody talks about this athleticism and if he could jump off the ground. He's like, he doesn't have to exert his energy in the same type of ways. But when we see LeBron, this was like a really good game from him, but we got to see the tired mentally thing where he is settling for threes. Where he is not trying to, just back guys down the entire time. And that's the advantage of having like a Jeff Green, the advantage of having a Aaron Gordon who can be right there and help side or who could just, defend them straight up. But that fatigue is definitely a factor, especially a guy in LeBron who, after this series is up, when he's not playing anymore, they're going to say they can't believe that he was even walking. Like, he's coming off of an injury. Later on in the years, this is an older guy in the league, and Anthony Davis himself is, a guy who you have to question health at times. It's clearly a factor.
Yeah, it's clearly a factor. Like, he is mortal, believe it or not. I barely believe it myself. It's true. Those were terrible decisions. Those 3-point shots he was taking were terrible decisions.
I mean, he had confidence in himself, but also fatigue.
Yeah,
but he had confidence
bad choices.
Yeah, they were.
Like, if Michael Porter Jr. was shooting those, we'd be like, what are you doing? Like, pass the ball. This is a guy that is, whatever. We got you. I got on this the other day about, like, this is supposedly a guy with the same basketball IQ as Nikola Jokic, but those were not smart plays. And he's 0 for 10 from 3 in this series. Like, I understand you're tired. Like, so get the offense moving. Like, move it around. Like, make a good decision. It's crazy. It's crazy to see.
Let's we'll talk about this more here later on. Let's get to these super chats. We have 62 of them, and probably more will come in.
All right, let's go. David East, the ultimate homie. Sick as hell all week, and this is the only medicine I need. All the Nuggets are good. Let's go. I love it, dude. You should also get actual medicine.
Cowbell.
Yeah, get more medicine, actual medicine too, by the way. Connor Paseka says, I'm too shell-shocked to have a pithy super chat. Thank you guys for your coverage. You're my favorite Nuggets media. Hands down. All DNVR is good.
All DNVR is good. I thought she was going to say handsomes.
No. James Paddish says, Zebra. I might actually enjoy the national media Lakers-splaining this game.
That's going to be a good one. That is going to be a good one.
The Lakers-splaining is going to be immense, and it's going to be crushing. Donnie, $20 says gritty win, but the Nuggets have not countered a smaller guy on Joker with AD help. Also, why nobody full count press LeBron? Jamal has to deal with it. Also, I also love AG on AD. Lot to process there. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Will says, or Ty Teachify says, victory! Murray will get credit from media and fans, and he should for that fourth quarter. But triple-double Jokic kept them in the game while Murray struggled, and Jokic was playmaker during the huge run. It's so
Jokic kind
true.
of struggled in the fourth, though, if we're being honest, man. This is kind of how it works.
I mean, and they'd also flipped. That's what is.
Yeah.
That's the importance of having a running mate. One of them
Need
got
it.
you there. One of them closes them out.
Let's go, dude.
Me and Adam in beer pong.
the ultimate Canadian/American Colorado homie, Gordon Glazner says, after 40 years of waiting, this team is it. Slow your roll. I love it.
$100 super chat.
Oh, addicted lawyer. $105.89. I bet that means something. I can't figure it out. Longtime lurker / thumb up clicker here. Just sharing the love for what you guys put into this since Jokic Genesis. People talk about LeBron's last dance docu, but maybe DNVR should be preparing one for our man as we are witnessing generational SHT. Good night.
Addicted lawyer. That's big time.
Yeah, dude. I hope you're addicted to large super chats. We'll take them. Okay. 555-ish says Lakers can have their moral victories. We will take the real victories. I've watched the Nuggets for over 2 decades, and this is the most confident in a team I've ever been. Graphic, do my job. LFG, bring up the graphic.
I always forget. He always reminds me. I love that.
Another
It's a good
step.
recurring bit. Another
Dude,
spit. Hey,
yo,
hold on a second. Now tied for the closest the Nuggets have ever been.
Holy smokes.
We are now tied.
This is as good as it has ever been.
It's as good as it has
we
ever
are
been.
in our nexus.
This is the peak.
No, this is not the peak.
Is that the peak?
This is the
peak.
No, this is not the goddamn
Someone
peak.
said this is the peak.
No, you idiot. All right,
it.
let's go. Let's see. Peruine 56 says, what an insanely gutsy win. Absolute Jamal masterclass
50
tonight. Also, how much do I have to pay to get Bomani on the
You know what? You guys just need to tag
50
him
bucks.
on Twitter or something.
yeah,
Be like,
everybody
yo,
go
tell
tag
Bomani,
him.
man.
Go tag him.
Bomani, I'm not kidding. He's probably my favorite sports personality. I love
Oh, he's
Bomani.
great.
Mine is
He challenges everything.
He's just good, and he's been an early adapter of the Jokic
And he's also
bandwagon.
online. He's online. Go tag him. Bomani. Get on the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
Yeah, dude. I'm a big Jalen guy. Okay. Jacob
What's that?
Kunich says, all Nuggets are him, and all hims are
like
good.
10 things I'm
LFG.
doing
I love
right
it. What else we got here? Just bring one up, anyone. Let's go in order. Trey Moore, $20 says, love what you guys do in Lakewood and need to make it to the bar. Nuggets in 5. Nuggets just too good. We are spoiled with the Porter quarters, Murray flurries, or just the MVP. We have it, boys!
Guys, there's nothing like the bar and a win, man. I'm telling you, like during the Gold Rush today, it was just there really was outside of Ball Arena. There was no better place on earth. There really wasn't. Like, there's a thing when you can feel collective joy.
Yeah.
That, like, you just feel it, man.
And I will counter Ball Arena. There were 0 Lakers fans here. Mike Wilson, our homie, Super Chat, 2323. So glad to be going through this 2023 run with you guys. Feel like it's been such a long journey. It has. So long ahead, but we got to enjoy post games like this. Thanks for all you do. P.S. How many buttons does Vogt have open later?
Oh, that's so true, man. We didn't ask yet. I don't think he had that
only
many.
had like 1, dude.
Yeah,
Vogt wasn't
come
really
on.
on his
I
game
mean,
today.
he doesn't really have a lot of buttons on that shirt.
I feel like Vogt is saving the raw sex for the LA games. Dustin Zimmerman, $20 says, amazing game. I had a feeling Murray was going to have that fourth quarter from the ages because that's just who he is. The moment isn't big enough for Murray. 2 more wins till I'm booking tickets, baby. Do it, book it now. F it. Who cares? Gray says, I'm a weirdo Rockets fan in Texas who hadn't heard of y'all until Adam went on Ethan's pod. It took years for my friends to come around on Jokic. Knew back when he split with Nurk. Made a lot of money since. Love y'all's vibe.
Hey, man, welcome on. Welcome on. A lot of people finding us now.
And you're a Houston Rockets fan, you might as well come on over.
It's true.
We have fun all year round, man.
And congratulations on getting me to say y'all. Ryan Kelly.
You should have read that.
I know.
Your
You
most
all.
offensive
Yeah,
accent.
yeah, I kind of did. You guys have been live online for 6 hours straight. We know.
Yeah, trust me, we know,
Thank
man.
you all for all you do.
You guys joke, but this is horrible for our health.
Oh, bro. The only thing worse for my health is every other decision I make in my life. You have turned multiple friends of mine into diehards and made this city a basketball city. What a treat. Every Nugget is good. D-line is him.
D-line is hit. What?
Say, what?
Nothing makes the panel angrier if one kind word is super chatted about me. Ryan Trost says this whole playoff run could be the gold rush. Follow the gold Nuggets to the gold Larry O'Brien trophy. Embrace the destiny. Finally, long live DNVR.
Long live DNVR.
I mean, I'd give it 2 years. Matthew Lum says, beat LA from Section 3. This is what we've always wanted. NBA Finals incoming. Or Inc.
Halfway there, guys. 2 more wins. 2 more wins, and they're going to get tougher and tougher.
The first thing we have to get through
Actually, if they get the 3rd one, I think the 4th one will be easier.
The first thing we all have to get through as a fan base is this block of super chats. Isaiah 2335 says, today was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I was at the game. It was an amazing game. Take that L on the way out. LFG. I love that.
Birthday.
Sounds like a Bible verse.
It does. It's, now quoting from 2020. Okay. Jordan Adams says, dedicating this win to those fans who survived the Brian Shaw era.
I love it.
Guess what? None of us did. We're all new people since then.
It's not many of them. It's not many of them.
We didn't
many
survive. We
indeed.
all died, dude. That was real Kingdom of Heaven stuff. Jose Aviles says, everything is possible! LFG.
Everything is.
It's true. Colton Kraft says, I listen to every pod to and from work. You guys keep me sane and laughing to and from Denver almost 5 days a week. Almost 5 days. Oh, what a part-time. Keep crushing it. All the Nuggets are good. Beat LA and let's go Nugs.
All
go.
of those things.
Luke Greenidge says, the L Acres can take that moral victory on the way out.
Take that moral victory.
Let's
I
go.
like
I
want
that.
them to take 2
Dude,
more
they
moral
had 2
victories.
moral victories, man.
2 more.
I just want them to quit. Just stop playing. Dakota Hahn says, first super chat ever. Let's go, Dakota. Thanks. LFG, Jamal effing Murray, Jokic, Clutch, MPJ, Bruce Brown trolling, D'Lo all night, AD, LOL. 2 more to go, baby. Let's go. Well, 6 more to go. Let's go.
6 more to go.
Callum Frost says, I'm not convinced that game was real. I'm with you, man. I'm in a deep haze. A lot of it is Rocky based, but all the same. Will says, just won an ACA of AD over Ace. What is it?
ACCA, I don't know.
Maybe that's okay. Over 12.5 rebounds. Reeves over 15.5 points. MPJ under 16.5 and Murray over 35 points. All right,
Well, then he just shared the
All
parlay.
he's doing is
All right.
bragging. At this
yeah,
point.
like,
All right, that was
listen,
bragging.
dude,
That's what I just
it's your
did.
super chat. Well, he shared the wealth. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Just
that
ate a
very.
burger.
You did not. You had a chicken sandwich, you liar.
Whatever.
Chris Peters says, fun fact, Nikola Jokic is 2 of 2 on buzzer beaters at the end of the 3rd quarter against AD. That is a fun fact. Jeremy J-Rock Michael, our homie, says, so this team is a glass case of emotions. This will never come easy. Our Warriors are fighting. They will counter your every move. Ham! Jokic and Murray.
Like Darvin Ham. They will
Ham.
counter your every
Hard as a
move,
mother
Ham.
effer. Yeah. Jokic and Murray are poetry in motion. Old George knows. Yeah, George Carl was in the crowd. You see that?
He was in the crowd. Did they acknowledge him?
Looked like he was. In the
He was
club.
he was in the club. He was he was in a box. Dylan Malfatti says, watching Jamal hit not 1 but 2 threes right in LeBric's face was pure bliss. I agree. Fantastic. James Davis says, congratulations to the Lakers for being up 2-0 and feels like we won games. Looks forward to them being 4-0 and we totally could have almost won that game. Let's go, dude. So true. Andrew Sullivan says, just got out of that game. The best crowd I've ever seen. Voices lost, but vibes are beyond immaculate. Lakers can take the biggest, fattest of L's. You're right. I agree. Man, we are not making a dent in these super chats. It is just
We
really.
are too.
Okay, Jay Buntrock. Lakers had a superb game plan, but the Nuggets still overcame Denver's grittiest win ever. Have we seen the last of Brown in the series? No, definitely not. He wasn't great tonight, though, but it's okay. Alex Swingle says, Coach of the Year, Canadian Player of the Year. Let's go. I love it. Eli D says, zebra emoji. Let's go. If you don't get that joke, it's because you're not cool enough and you didn't watch the watch along. If you watch the watch along, you'd enjoy that joke very much. Big Honey says Jamal Murray is back and showed why he's so important for our championship run in these playoffs. So true, Big Honey. A85 Ramos says Jamal Maple Leaf Jordan Murray is back. Moch was on the press conference. I'm going to sound like a Laker fan, but Rui would be amazing on the Nuggets. Let's go. Job not finished. Only 2-0. You sound like a Lakers fan. Get the hell out of here. Some guy says, Nuggets fan from LA here. All these Laker fans were trying to convince me that Rui was the answer for Yoke. Who's laughing now? Devil emoji. LFG. 2 more to go. Probably you. You're probably laughing.
You're probably laughing.
Ryan Septo says, love from Indonesia.
What is
Zebra,
how much
zebra.
is that in Indonesia?
Zebra.
L Vap says, I have a feeling we'll get an MPJ game where he shoots like 8 of 8 on threes. He could have easily scored all 7 tonight. All the Nuggets are good. 6 more. Whew, okay. Dylan McLeod says, new not even Wilt just dropped. Jokic is the first player in playoff history with 4 straight 20-point triple-doubles.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's getting better. As the playoffs go on, he's actually getting better.
It's
Four
in
straight
It's unreal.
triple-doubles.
Because everybody else is
20
wearing
point.
down, and he's
20
just laughing at them.
20 point.
Adam Young says, underrated part of Jokic's game is he knows when to let his teammates
Yep.
cook, and when they're hot, didn't force anything in the fourth. That is a true star player right there. Let's grab 1 in LA. I'm with you. Let's grab 2. Why not 2? Walter Worthy, our homie, says, just like Malone, never leaving... learning with Jeff, my disdain for quarters 1 through 3 Murray continues to look foolish. Jamal is him. Joker is not safe for work, not since effing Wilt. Oh, NSFW, not since effing Wilt. He's also not safe for work, really. Wow.
Goodness.
Our man, Post-Nut Malone's burner account, Clarity.
Wow.
He added to that name already?
Wow.
Malone is him. Him has really pervaded the lexicon of NBA. Motivated timeout on the third quarter woke them up. Nuggets played great defense after that. Should have won Coach of the Year. All the Nuggets are good. That's goddamn right. They were not all good tonight, by the way. FSU ping pong. Nice early birthday present tomorrow from
Happy
the Nuggets
birthday.
to me, as well as Eric.
Oh, never mind.
Well, mine's I think on Sunday. I don't know.
Do you have a birthday?
Who cares? Who gives a F? Jose Olives back says, love BB's trash talk to the Lakers bench. Zebra. Oh, this is amazing. Chris says, Lakers bench talking to Brown during that rub is why you need to keep him. He's a dog. Job's not done yet. Chris Cohia, yeah, it is moth season in Denver, Colorado.
Did I tell you guys, this is what I do. I have a Sace Phoebe has a nest in my deck, and I catch it, and I go out on my deck and throw it, and it comes down and catches them. Isn't that cool? My little buddy. It's like my little wild pet.
The one that's going to give you bird flu. Did Jamal just break into the bacometer? Yeah, he just broke. He just broke the bacometer. Absolutely, so effing back.
He was not back, but he's back.
He's so deeply back. Good nation. Harrison was only reporter in that 2 press sessions mentioned by name by Malone. Nugs and 4. LFG.
You guys want to know why? Because Malone doesn't know any of these other guys. They just arrived.
I know. He's like, hey, kind of disheveled guy that looks like he's maybe from LA. All right. What do we got here? Vale Tole. Love Joker confidence in Jamal and MPJ gang. Let's Vekislav Miranovic
Givali.
says Givali. Let's go. Shakalaka Mekalaka says sweep them away.
All right. Hey, man, that would be the coolest.
Oh,
bud.
my
Let's
God,
just
dude.
win.
Dylan McLeod says, on one of Jamal's threes in the fourth, he pointed at Mike Breen, yelling, bang, before he could even say it himself.
Oh, that's hard.
That's
Yo,
hard.
that is
That's
hard.
dope.
That's dope, dude.
That is really dope.
Buddy Christ, the original Jedi, says, Nuggets have to play smarter, but holy sheep shat. Jamal Murray, 420 fourth quarters in his NBA career. MJ only ever had 2. Unbelievable. 6 more wins. He's better than, I think we can all agree he's better than Michael Jordan.
Holy sheep shat. Like,
That's what it said. I don't know. I'm just reading the thing.
BGWG.
I don't know what that means either. Michael Talley says Jokic is tied for first in rebounds and assists in the playoffs. We'll save that one for just us. A85 Ramos says the worst part about all of this is in the end the narrative will be Lakers old and not even supposed to be here. Oh wait, never mind. We'll make it more hilarious as we prepare for the Jimmy v. Jamal series. You're right. We went into the Suns series as underdogs, and then suddenly it was the undermanned Suns immediately after the Nuggets started beating them down.
Oh, it's going to be the Lakers. Yeah,
Yeah, she's saying they're going to be like, oh, they're old. Nuggets Pimp says, holy cow, the flurriest of flurries. Literally nothing better than watching the Lakers squirm. I cannot believe I'm not seeing the end of these super chats yet. Icy Hot These Knees says, Brucey Bree wrestles bears and alligators. D'Lo went missing again. We can't lose you, Bruce. We're going to lose him. But that's not where we're at right now.
Maybe.
Icy Hot Knees says, Bruce is playing big bank take little bank with D'Lo. Game, set, match. It's game, set, game. Sam White says, undefeated in the Mr. Nugget t-shirt, LFG.
Let's go. Keep
You
wearing
better
it.
wash it.
Keep wearing it. Don't even wash it.
Don't
Fine,
wa-
you better
Don't
wear
you
it.
think about washing it.
Yeah, I hope he didn't sweat in that thing. David White says, petition for Jokic to bunny drinking from the hand after a 3. Kink, 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 kink. Where's the bunny drink from, D'Lo? Ding, 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 ding. The boy's dad. LeBron tired late. AD was exhausted. In another life, the MPJ inbounds fumble would have been fatal. Not with this team.
Love
You're
it.
so right.
So true, man.
The boy's dad says now, wantitude at noun. The warrior mentality on display from this Denver Nuggets team. See you Saturday night, fellas. The boys pictured want me to ask you if they'd be welcome. They are welcome. You know why? Because they've got that wantitude. Shibon Keelan, long-time watcher, first-time super chatter. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Let
you.
the Nuggets revenge tour continue. Do it for Alex English, Fat Lever, Michael
Man,
Adams,
I love
TR
this
Dunn,
one.
and the
Great
horse.
super chat.
All the Nuggets are good. Jokic, NSFW. I don't know if that means not safe for work or if it was a reference
Yeah.
to earlier.
You got him.
Jose Pinedo says, so you know, put that in your pipe and smoke it. You come back, and you know what? We're going to go up 2-0. Moch. Love it.
He didn't say, I don't think, all of that.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, though. It's still cool.
Lil Petty says,
He had to say it.
Nugs Dub, stadium was lit. Love the Nuggets. Lil Petty.
Lil Petty.
Little Petty, baby.
Lil Petty. That's my boy Lil Petty. That's on his SoundCloud, too.
Yeah, I guess he's got a good SoundCloud, Little
Lil
Petty.
Petty.
Jacob Sardino says, super sticker, CP3 running pick and roll with LeBron while Rui guards Jokic with Gobert and AD playing help side with and Tony Brothers officiating with Jokic not breaking a sweat. That is a very specific super sticker.
Yeah,
I
I
wish
didn't
we
know
could
they
have seen
had
the
that
visual.
one.
I wish
Yeah.
we could have seen the
ChatGPT.
visual. Wish we could have seen that visual.
ChatGPT.
Laking Ball says, sorry, Brendan's not here. It's so hard not to root for the Nuggets. Damn, I can feel I can feel it. Can my Celtics stop hurting themselves? It's so hard to watch, and Twitter is toxic when my team loses. But tonight, let's go Nuggets. For now. Or for no, he actually says. Matt Peck! Ah, hell yeah! Our homie Matt Peck from CHGO. The homie. Love you guys. Enjoy this. You know what? We love you, Matt Peck, and we will enjoy this. Whether or not you tell us we're allowed to.
No way he waited up to this part of the show.
Oh,
by the
dude,
way.
he's been
That's-
asleep
yeah,
for
he'll
2
never
hours.
see that.
Laking Ball says, wait, this isn't a Celtics pod? Wow, no one will tell me. Hey, Laking Ball, this is not a Celtics pod. BPOW444 says, zebra emoji. Let's go. Two more. Holy smokes. Okay, Jay says, do we want the Celtics or the Heat? I want your thoughts. We want to beat the
Guys,
Lakers.
it's 2-0.
We want to beat the
It's 2-0.
Lakers. Yeah,
It's 2-0.
Slow your DD roll. Although, thank you for the super chat. Walter Worthy says, if it's Tony Brothers, it will be Nuggets in 4. Literally copied from Twitter. Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Lakers fans are all now saying that the officiating is favoring the Denver goddamn Nuggets.
You know what? I hope we get a game where it really does, where it's like so questionable. If they're like win on a bad call, that's the only thing on the bingo card left.
That would be so good.
By the way, they had
so
how many more free throws do you think the Lakers had tonight than the Nuggets?
13.
8, which is hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys, get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Noah Romero says, can we start a petition for Jamal to wear his bubble shoes in the finals? He does not care at all. Plus, he has a shoe deal with New Balance. But we can start the petition, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know how.
As long as you do it.
Yeah, if you start it. All right, hit that outro music, dude. I'm exhausted. I want to go home and sleep.
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna pound melatonin into my face like Bruce Brown going down the lane. Dunking melatonin into my mouth.
Guys, the Nuggets are up 2-0, and as I mentioned, this is the closest they've ever been as an organization, as a franchise, as a city. It's a fan base. This is a group of friends. The closest we've ever been. But it isn't over, to what you said, Dev. This team is still climbing, and that's what makes it so special. The next one will literally be the closest, and for me, that'll be a little bit special. It's always special when you kind of do something that no other team in the history of this franchise has done, and I'm looking forward to it. Jamal Murray showed up, gave us an all-timer. Nikola Jokic continues to silence everybody.
Oh, my God.
I saw Ryan Blackburn make the comment, because Mark Jones is like the last hater. All the haters have converted, except for some reason Mark Jones is tied to this. And he said something about two-way star, and it's kind of funny that Anthony Davis had 4 made baskets tonight. Trying to compare a two-way player. Like, hey, you need to be the offensive version of that.
He's petitioning for Jimmy Butler.
Sure. But I'm just saying, it's kind of funny to be like, yeah, but a center that does it two-way. It's like, hey, man, no. Sometimes you don't have the offense. Triple-double. Defensive player of the game chain. Jamal Murray, Mr. Clutch.
Oh.
Brucey B. Balls of steel.
Not so silly anymore.
Fellas, I got one last thing, Kill. I sent you the tweet that has, tomorrow me and Miroslav are going to be calling the Final Four. So if you guys are interested in Euro League, I've never watched EuroLeague. I really got into Eurobasket last year, though. We all did as we were out in Serbia. Tomorrow, me and Miroslav are going to be watching at 11 o'clock. We're going to be doing a playback of the EuroLeague Final Four game between Real Madrid and Barcelona, a little bit of a rivalry. So it should be a lot of fun. But we're also going to be talking Nuggets. I can't wait to get Miroslav's comment or thoughts and everything. If you have an ESPN subscription, all you have to do is log in. If you don't, you can buy a pass for $1.99 for the day. It's $2, you guys, basically a super chat. And you can hang out with us while we talk Nuggets, watch Eurobasket, have a good time. That'll be tomorrow. Everybody else, hit that like button on the way out.
All the chatters are good.